It's summer of 2022 and I'm in Mexico at the edge of a lake, which is right next to the hostel that I'm staying in. And there's a sign here. It's a red warning sign. It's a sign that shows that there's crocodiles inside of this lake. But I'm laying down on the grass and I'm naked. I'm with a girl who I just met an hour ago outside of a nightclub, and we can hear the partying, the laughing and drinking going on inside of the hostel. And this is when something appears. It's not a prehistoric reptile. It's not police. It's some security guards. And they've caught me with my dick out, having sex in public. I'm shuffling my clothes on, getting stuck in my shirt, and she's like holding onto my arm. And the security guards and her start speaking in Spanish because she's from here, so she understands. And I'm literally just left out. Here I am with an erection with three people speaking a language I don't understand, not knowing what's going to happen to me. I ask her what's going on, what are they saying, what's going to happen? And she says, they're not going to call the police. They're not going to file a complaint. But they want you to go to the reception where the ATM is. I know what's going to happen. I've heard of this before. I'm in Mexico. These motherfuckers are going to try and ask me for like a bribe. They're probably going to try and charge me like $1,000 or something crazy. I might run. My heart starts going fast. I might actually just fucking run away from here right now. Fight, flight, and freeze. I'm the worst one. I'm a freezer. Now I'm at the reception of this hostel and they're telling me to pay. They want me to pay $150. I'm an entrepreneur, so I calculate the return on investment in my mind. And I'm thinking, you know what? $150, not get sent to a Mexican prison. Like, this is actually quite a high ROI investment, honestly. This would make Warren Buffett proud. I might actually take this deal. So he points over to the ATM in the corner. I'm like, yeah, sure. I go in, put my card in, put my PIN in. Doesn't work. Put my card back in, put my PIN in right. Doesn't work. I'm about to put my card in again, but I'm thinking, wait, it's not worked twice. If I try and put it in again, it's, my card might actually get blocked by the bank or something. So I come back, now the ATM's not working. But yeah, remember, I've bought water from here, from this reception. I paid with like the card machine last time. I'll just pay with that again. And that's not what they wanted to hear. Because there was a card machine, like a normal credit card machine behind the reception, and I had literally paid for something before, like for a water bottle. But straight away, the guy behind the desk starts saying like, no, you can't, because it doesn't work till 6 a.m. It doesn't work today. It doesn't work till like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. It needs to be cash. So I understand what's happening. They don't want me to pay on the card machine because then that money is going to get sent to like the company bank account. They want cash to split between the two security guards and this random guy behind the reception. So what can I do? I'll ask my sweet beloved, the girl that I've just been with. I turn over to her, explain the situation and say like, can you just pay for it with, cash, and then I'll bank transfer you. And she does not react how I thought she would. Because just 20 minutes ago, we were having sex and, the most intimate thing that you can do together. And she just bursts out aggressively, almost like getting into my face. No English. I know instantly what's going on. It's like she's almost pretending to, it was quite an embarrassing situation. So she's pretending to take a step back from it, not understanding what's going on either. She doesn't want to associate with me or something. She ends up storming off. The security guards let her off, but they're actually like, keeping me here. And I actually don't know what to do. My heart is beating very fast. I'm feeling super stressed, not knowing what these three guys are going to do to me. And so I have an idea that's fairly pathetic. I say to them, oh, well, let's go into the hostel, like where the people are partying, because there was a few people there, like I partied with yesterday, and then I'll ask them to lend me the money. So here we are amongst all these people who are drinking, laughing, smoking, and I'm going one by one, asking them to lend me $150. No one has got the money for it. Everyone's like, yeah. I don't have enough, bro. Yeah. But soon there's almost like a small circle forming around me, the security guards, because I've told people the situation, and, they're thinking like, oh, no, leave him alone, that's fine. Like, oh, what are you going to do? You're fining him. Like, people are starting to defend me. And so I ask a few of them to come back with me, and we go to the reception, and it turns into this big scene. I can see the security guards are getting kind of annoyed. And so they let me go back into my room whilst they like fix their ATM. So I'm here in the little hostel, little single bed amongst other people who are like sleeping and everything. And I'm lying down and I want to sleep, but I'm actually terrified, thinking at any moment I'm going to feel like a tap on my shoulder. What if they're going to wake me up an hour from now saying, no, yeah, we want $300 because we've had to fix the ATM because of you. I'm at genuinely like a 10 out of 10 state of stress. I'm thinking, should I just run away? They've got my details there. I don't even know what to do. In the end, I decide to just run away. I pack all my stuff in a bag. I end up just kind of like watching out for the CCTV and just like fast walk out. I didn't even have the courage to run for some reason, so I just like fast walk out of the hostel. Never checked out, never gave them the little key card. Just kind of fast walked. As soon as they noticed me, that's when I started to like jog away. They didn't even chase me. But as I'm jogging, I realized that this whole thing started because of my inability to control lust. I had literally just met a girl for minutes and then had sex with her like less than an hour later. And then she betrayed me, she backstabbed me, and I don't blame her for it because, she barely knew me. But she barely knew me. She was the kind of person who would betray me and backstab me. And here I was, like, sharing my soul with her. It honestly made me realize casual sex is worse, far worse than porn. With porn, it's just you there by yourself. You're not hurting anyone, but it's still obviously a really bad habit to get into. But it's just you. With casual sex, there's a whole other person involved. In this situation, it wasn't just one other person involved. It was 2 security guards, the guy behind the desk, all the other hostel, like, the people who were partying, and then also the girl. There was all these people, and yet I'm still alone. It was honestly one of the most like stressful days and somewhat lonely days of my life. I want you to think of just how bad the problem of controlling our lust really is. Because there's entrepreneurs out there whose entire job, whose entire companies are just revolving around monetizing your lust. You feel this somewhat natural desire and they make money from it. And since they make money from your lust, well, they want to make sure that you're feeling lustful all the time, way more than you actually should. So then we have all these porn companies, OnlyFans, that even the guys who are like sort of running the OnlyFans agencies and all this pathetic, like degenerate stuff that's going on. And you, the consumer, are the one who's experiencing the pain of this because it is everywhere, these temptations. How crazy is this? It's more common for me to speak to a young man who's had a porn addiction for the last 5+ years than not. More than half of young men have genuine addictions to porn and have had that since they were 12 or 13 years old. And you can probably relate to that. I speak to guys who tell me their first experience of porn was age 9, before puberty. And not only that, I honestly think we're going to see such a huge uprising of women's problems with porn too. Because you probably can imagine for the last few years, women have had like a very sort of free sexual experience, know your body, play with yourself. And it seems like wholesome advice up until you realize that when a woman gets addicted to porn, it has very similar consequences. It truly does degrade her ability to be able to like pair bond with a man, just like as it does the man to the woman. Because here you are practicing these very poor like sexual habits. You're restraining your breath. You're focusing very much on like mental fantasy. You're looking at people who don't even know that you're there. You're conditioning yourself to be the observer of sex rather than the partaker. You're conditioning yourself to literally get turned on with your own sort of mental fantasies or like literally being a cuck. And the exact same thing is true for women. So here we are degrading our future ability to make love and to actually like bond incredibly with our partners for the sake of some pleasure today because we couldn't resist the desire of lust. But I think we can adopt more of a positive note around this, Because on this space online of men's self-improvement, the problem of porn is very clear. You knew this. But I want you to think right now, there's a lot of guys who know about nofap. The concept of nofap, of not watching porn, it's actually quite like famous. It's quite like public knowledge these days, right? Like you actually know fully about nofap and not watching porn, and so do some of the people that you know. and you know, see all these communities, these massive influencers talking about it, we are seeing a massive uprise for people who are like openly talking about the fact that porn is really bad. And it's almost become like a counter community mindset to the people who just like, you know, just say, oh, well, you know, it's just a bit of fun. It makes me feel proud for young men like us who are being served like the most addictive substance. And we literally have like communities and mindsets and movements training each other, saying like, no, we're better than that. The most addictive thing they can put in front of you, and here we are, literally like routinely knowing that it's not good for us, taking the harder path. You're one of these men. I really do think you should feel proud of yourself. Even if, for example, you think that you've been struggling, you've been relapsing, just the fact that you're making progress, the fact that you're trying, the fact that you're sort of vigilant of this problem means that you've actually put some...
You liked this video, so go and watch the full guide because it took me weeks to make and it will genuinely change your life. It's popped up as a card. Go click on that right now. It's also a link in the description. Go click on that right now.